Good afternoon, gamers. Hello. All right. Pretty much have to do a little bit of setup, and then we can get into the. Tropius needs cut. Tavia, how you doing? Tropius needs cut. Already installed. Right. What's up, Haley? How you doing? This point, I need my Swampert to be poisoned. I need to paint my other. What up, Zets? How you doing? In acrobike mode. Yeah, it's one of the Pokemon I don't have on cartridge. Muck. Another kid. Off. Will you rematch? What I'm hoping for is that I can have Muck die, but then win the battle. Because Mike sounds choppy. What I'm hoping for is that I can. I think it was just a little bit far away. It was probably set up for when I was recording last time for like a video. I have to kill this. You have ice cream? Get the problematic. As long as it doesn't have a setup move, I will. Oops, I didn't back that. The Pokeroo. Could be the noise gate. It could just be talking quieter than usual. Oh, I don't know how I'm gonna faint to a Delcatty. Don't know how I'm gonna faint to a Delcatty. Can we? Oh my! Oh no no no! Miss! Oh my gosh! Oh, I'm sad. Muck faint to whatever is like. Oh no, this is gonna be impossible to lose to. No, Muck, you're supposed to have fainted. This isn't from a game. This is from Adventure Zone, Dungeons and Dragons. Whoa, chill. A Dungeons and Dragons podcast. This is called No Dogs on the Moon. It's from the Adventure Zone. So we pretty much need my team to faint except Swampert. And then after that, we're gonna have to get Swampert poisoned. What's up, Cobalt? How you doing? Muck fainting is going to be the hardest part, but otherwise it should be okay. Let me check how I sound. Except Swampert. Yeah, I think my mic's good. Oh, I can try and get Tropia or Swampert poisoned. I doubt it'll do that to Swampert though, because Swampert will it'll be have a 4x effective move on it. I'm doing all right. Thanks for asking. All right, we're gonna go into Swampert. This also has poison point if I recall correctly, so I could get poisoned here by doing waterfall. Come on. Dang. Okay. So we have to feint Muck now, and we need specific party prep basically in order to do this trick. Muck needs to be the lead of the party, but it cannot feint from poison because it is a poison type. So we're gonna have to try and feint to like something here. Oh my god. Well, I wasn't planning on escaping, but this is always the worst part. I wonder if there's a better spot I could go in Ruby to feint this Muck. Alright, there we go. Oh my lord. Yeah, I was surprised at how much it did, but okay. So, I'm wondering if there's like a non-damaging move I can teach to this Muck. Maybe I can teach it Calm-Mind or Bulk Up. Care about the TMs on this save. Once this is done, we'll be able to start making it. Well, we need to get Swampert poisoned as well, but all right. This will go decently fast. Oh, beautiful. Confuse Ray? That's so good. Thank you, Muck. We're getting there. A crit. You know an RNG is good if it, requires you to have to hope a Pokemon that you have loses in battle. It's a hallmark of a good manip, I would say. Oh. No Rock Smash, that stinks. Luckily, we won't ever have to do this more than once, so. Do you have any PP ups or anything, or like restores or whatever? Ether, good. We'll Ether the Rock Smash. It's my weakest move. I love the pivot tricks you can do in the acrobike. I guess being on the bike reduces the encounter rate, huh? Okay, perfect. Perfect. Confuse Ray is even more perfect. Excellent. This is what we need, baby. Let's get out of here. Blows popsicle stand. This is Ruby version. Not that it matters. Maybe, I don't think... Can you get Meta Titan? I also think I should do... Oh my gosh, I need help. Okay, what I want is I want Cut to be first, I think. Sweet Scent second. Now Cut will be at the top, yeah, that's right. Also make Swampert last. So now we have to feint the... Or we have to get Swampert poisoned. It doesn't need to feint yet. Yeah, I actually don't own Sapphire in English. I had lent my ex-girlfriend my Sapphire so we could play Ruby and Sapphire through together in high school. And after we broke up, she sold all her childhood Pokemon games thinking the Sapphire was hers. So I don't have my childhood Sapphire anymore. Oh, it's because of... You know, I was wondering why the encounter rate is so low. It's because of the cleanse tag muck is in the lead. That's why. Alright, this has a move that can poison me. Oh, I'll just potion. Oh my gosh, come on. That was it. Can I waste a turn? I have a Lepa Berry, I can use that. What? Oh no, do I have all my moves full? Oh no. Oh, this stinks. What's going on with the Nut Pea Berry there, huh? Man. I don't think I have a way to not kill this coughing, to not murk it. That stinks. We'll have to go buy like X items or something, I guess. A lot of prep that you don't often think about with manips, that you have to do all this weird stuff. This is part of the reason I make those team building videos, is that like, it's like if you just start from the point of starting from it, like, and have all the stuff, then you discount how long all this other random garbage takes to do. I don't think they're gonna be here, will they? I doubt we'll need that many X speeds, but it cannot hurt, right? So and this Ruby isn't even mine, technically. It's my younger brother's. Not that he plays Pokemon anymore, but... Dude, thanks to you, I've become an RNG god in like 2 weeks, got every legend in Heart Gold aside from 2 to 3 rumors. Thank you for the content. Very awesome, Sean. Congratulations. You've been doing it all in Heart Gold. Have you done any other gens or games besides Heart Gold? Or is that just your first foray into manips? I think Torkoal does have poison gas, but it's probably better to just wait for coughing. Poison is what I need, because I need to be able to feint my Pokemon out of battle, is like what needs... Ooh, and you know what? I just realized... I need to heat... Oh, that stinks. I have fucked up very badly. Because... No, I haven't. It's just... Yeah, I haven't. Because when you feint or teleport, is it your last heal point? or is it your last Poke Center you've entered? I believe it's the last center you entered, right? It's not Heal Point. Heal Point is only Gen 1, right? Or like talking to it is only Gen 1. Like you have to talk to the Poke Center lady. Alright. Let's spam these. Yeah, it's enter. I'm pretty sure it's enter. Ugh, come on, poison me. Bruh. Oh my gosh, this doesn't work. Oh, I'm mad. Yes, finally. Okay, cool. We're in. Semolina just jumped on my desk and is like spazzing out. Oh, there's a bug. There's a fly outside of the window. That's what she's doing. Okay. Okay, oops. That's the old bot. Semolina's big. Alright, so we gotta go in here. We don't want to heal. Hope you're doing. Just found 2 of my RPi Picos. I'm gonna buy a new 3D printer. Thinking of trying to make a SNES controller out of your RPi Picos. Yeah, it's cool. I have an RPi Pico. I don't have anything I've done with it. I've been honestly like having a very hard time doing anything important. All right, we're gonna save in here. Alright, so what we want to do is just run around until Swampert gets lower. So we basically want Swampert to be at 1 HP. So then when I take one single step, I faint and teleport to Lily Cove. How hard is it to find a Pokemon shiny or perfect IVs of Pokemon? I mean, a shiny Pokemon is, you know, everybody knows. What's up, Pibble? Shout out to Pibble, by the way. Basically built this computer for me, or like gave me all the parts. Or didn't give me the parts, told me what parts to buy. But my computer would not be nearly as good without Pibble. I'm doing well. I hope you're doing the same. I upgraded my rig like last year. Mostly for video editing. Because of how bad my stuff would lag. So yeah, finding a shiny Pokemon, everybody knows. 1 out of 80, 192. What are the computer specs? value. I have an AMD Ryzen 7 7800 8-core. I have 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM. I don't know the specs on the RAM. Oh, it says it. 4800 MT per second. My graphics card is... I think my graphics card is a 1660 Ti. It's by far the oldest part of the computer. Oh, I'm sorry, Pibble. Well, I guess $32 an hour is very good. I hope the move goes well. But that sounds like a good job, at least. Why am I trying to faint? So the reason I'm trying to faint is because I want to talk to the painting and then take one step. And when I faint, I will go to Lily Cove without having to interact with any NPCs or deal with anything like that. The following years in Hefe's guides on retail RNG and got my fine starter and SID and Leaf Green was tough but super rewarding. Very nice. I'm working on another guide for retailrng.com right now. I want to be working on more. Yeah, I've been in like a very... This is on a DS. Doesn't matter if you do it on a DS or GBA though, it's basically the same. Yeah. My mental health scenario has been in the toilet. So I've been really struggling to do things productively. We'll save here and then we'll walk around a little bit. I even struggle. I wanted to stream earlier this week as well. This was today, Thursday, but I couldn't even muster the strength to do that. We'll see. Alright, we're 29. We're getting really close. We want Swampert to be at 1 health. That's what we want. This is too loud. We're just gonna go to Sonic music. This is basically like Easter egg? What do you mean like Easter egg? I think we're at 21. Oh, we're 16 left. Okay, we're gonna save again. Alright, so we should have 10 HP left. It's 9. We're in the exact situation I want to be, which is taking a step down from the painting. Okay. I thought it was 1 HP. Actually, we're not in the exact situation I want to be. No, we are. 4 HP left, so let's save. I mean, I love fall. Made apple cider. That's 3. Should be at 2. Oh, no, I won't. Okay. I save again. I hope I didn't make a mistake here. If I made a mistake, it's not that bad because I can just potion up. I think I have to walk back and forth once more. Alright, now if I walk down or if I walk left, the Swampert should faint and I should go to Lily Cove. Swampert faints. Perfect. Exactly what we want. So, Melina, are you still up here? You are. You want me to open the window more? There we go. Open the window for her. This is old tech. I don't remember where... It's not that old. I don't know. It's not super new. It's not super old either, in my opinion, but... Alright, so we're gonna do painting. Now, there's gonna be some... This is gonna be some growing pains for this, because... Your battery run dry. That's correct, Junior. It's part of the requirements. So... Alright. Let's get a couple things going on here. First of all, in 10 lines, I'm setting this to Nintendo DS. Now we're going for this one. Calibration. This is all fine. We are doing Wild 1. We're doing... Oh, Pirates. I think we'll put that on that. Now, let's go to EonTimer. I'm gonna do Seed Hex. This might be the painting one, and we'll just do advances. Do that though. Okay. So, oh, we don't, we also want... We want Muck to be in the lead of the party. Swampert being at the end is fine. Now, there's going to be some, like, growing pains with this for me, because there's going to be things that I've never done here before. Wait, let me double check this is on DS. It is. Here we go. Alright, at this point we're just waiting. Are the 5 IV sets you want? Yeah, of course. 6 IV is not that easy to get in this game. There is not that many 6 IV Pokemon in like Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald, basically. Unless you're counting eggs. If you're counting eggs, then yeah, they exist. But if you're not counting eggs, then it's like whatever. Like if you're not counting eggs, there's not a lot. Did you get covers for your Switch 2? The right Joy-Con started hurting my hand. No. I found, first of all, that the Switch 2 has larger Joy-Cons, which is better for my hands. Then I found, second of all, that I'm basically never like the Switch 1 was like this for a really long time for me, where I basically didn't... I know part of the appeal of the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch 2 are that they... How do I say this? Part of the appeal is that they are portable and also good for home console, right? However, what I would say to that is, I don't want to take a $500 console that I purchased in a car ride with me somewhere. Do you know what I mean? So when I'm using the Switch 2, it's exclusively docked. And I'm using the Pro controller from my Switch 1. Most of the time. So, you know. And for the Switch 1, I'm now starting to get more handheld use out of it. It feels like, you know, it feels much less scary to take that out and move it around. And I have basically not played the Switch 2 docked almost at all. I played the Switch 1 docked a decent amount, undocked a decent amount. I've been playing a lot of Hollow Knight Silk Song, and so like I'm usually playing that on my main TV. Like my wife will be crocheting and wants something to watch, and so I'll play Silk Song. And then if she wants to play, I recently got her the new Story of Seasons game, Grand Bazaar. And so if she wants to play that, I will play Silk Song on the Switch 1 in handheld mode. And I will do like side quests so she doesn't miss out on like story beats. I refuse to pay for that. That shit is insane. That they are charging $70 for that game. I think Nintendo, they need to be taken out. They need to be, there's something wrong with them. That is like the pricing for that is like legit evil. $40 already. Oh, you can buy them individually? I didn't know you could buy them individually, to be fair. I thought they only sold it in a bundle for $70. $35 each. Ugh, it's still very expensive. Wasn't the 3D Mario All-Stars, wasn't that like $40? Wasn't that like $39.99 or something? How much was that? That was a limited time release though. Does anyone remember? I don't remember how much the 3D Mario All-Stars cost at launch. I do think it's insane that they... I do think it's insane that they 3D All-Stars is $50. That's still pretty expensive, but it is 3 games at least. But yeah, we actually, Amanda and I had just played through Mario Galaxy 2 on the Wii. We played it on the Wii U using the disc we had from the Wii. I really liked it. Amanda liked Galaxy 1 more. I think I liked Galaxy 2 a little bit more. Galaxy 2's levels were more fun, I thought. But Galaxy 1 definitely has like a better story and like atmosphere and stuff. Do I have the I can't click the settings, but you click the settings cog and then it asks you to like upload a custom download pack for EonTimer. I think there's a video in the Discord of Ayanami doing it, no? Ayanami so in the Discord, the Ruby Sapphire theme.zip, there's a video right above it where Ayanami shows you how to use it. What's up, Chalata? How are you doing today? The launch was $49.99, but they probably decreased it to get rid of the stock. Well, it was a limited time sales, Haley, so I think the 3D Mario All-Stars game was like not a like high, like it was not like a item that was scarce, right? Like, or it was an item that was already intentionally scarce, right? If that makes sense. But Saffron, what are you doing? Saffron was out. Saffron's weight loss journey is over. She lost so much weight. All right, here we go. I'm gonna pause the music for this. So we're gonna have to do some weird shit, and I'm gonna fail at it likely. The pause immediately. Now we're not. Oops. I've never done this before, so forgive me for being bad. So what's happening here is I'm making sure the NPCs don't move by doing this. I should actually... Oops. Oops. I forgot about turning is bad. Okay. First of all, let me plug in the audio thing so you guys can hear what's going on. Okay. Open volume mixer. Ah, that was loud. Sorry. Holy crap, that was so loud. Okay, so now we have to cut. I forget if I can move after I cut. Or do you gotta pause immediately? Take one step after you cut, okay. Okay, so. This is to prevent going from wild encounters. Oh fuck. An NPC might have moved. This is so insane. Gotta be faster. Ooh. Turn. Ooh. I think that's safe, actually. So that old gentleman up there, you can see, he's supposed to be able to move. And he's not turning because of the actions that I'm taking. Because I'm taking very specific actions. We're going to Mount Pyre. That's where Metatite is. The grass comes back once you leave the area. Oh. Once you leave the area, the grass will come back. I gotta be faster than this. Actually, I think we'll make it just fine. I don't remember if there's moving NPCs in the first floor of Mount Pyre. Alright, we have to do that. Now we have to hope that there's no wild encounters while surfing. I don't think these people move randomly. They don't. No! Ugh. I forgot to black flute. That stinks. Attempt ruined. Alright, we wait again. Okay, so. I now have time to explain what the heck was going on there. So, basically, it's also my fault. I forgot to put the black flute, which would have decreased the encounter rate. However, I can explain what's going on and like why all that tech is happening. So, hold on, let me double check something really quick. So, basically, when we are running around, we do not want random NPCs to move. And the only way that we can prevent random NPCs from moving is by pausing the game. I believe this is like speedrunner tech, but I learned it from DDEEFFGG in my Discord, who is also the one who did the route that I'm following for Mount Pyre. And I'm not following DD's exact route, in the sense that like I don't know which way they took to like cut the grass and stuff, but basically, what you do is you reload the overworld, and every time you reload the overworld, there are certain actions that are safe to take that won't allow the NPCs to do their random movements. And so you can see the pinned list of safe things in my Discord, but you can take 2 steps running, you can do 1 turn, you can do 1 step, and then you can also do 1 turn plus 1 step running, which I did a couple of times by accident, but I agree with DD that it is kind of annoying to do. I mean, that's only outside of buildings. In buildings, it's just 1 turn or 1 step. And luckily, the bottom floor of Mount Pyre doesn't have any it doesn't have any NPCs that can mess with me. So this is my first time. I've done these types of routes before where I run from one area to another after a long wait. I've done these types of routes before. I've never done the step stuff. But I looked like I did everything right. So I couldn't see any NPCs moves. So I'm not too concerned with that. But it's cool tech to make these manips more consistent, because previously you kind of were at the mercy of random NPCs screwing you over. And this will kind of help prevent that. Start a poll. Okay, cool. Can I not just have repel active for the first bit? A great question you have asked. Oh, by the way, gamers, I will put this up. Members. 0 10. Match 10 members. Every 5 members that I get, I'll probably put this on Nightbot. Every 5 members that I get, up to 10 members, I will gift 5 random members as well. So if I get 5 members this stream, I will then gift 5 members. If I get 10 members this stream, I will gift 10 members total. I'll do that up to 10 members. And so like random people will get the member benefits as well. Let me change the time. Nickname Pinkbot, and I will do new timer. Create. Okay. So. Anyway, can I not have repel active? That's a great question. I cannot have repel active. This one, I believe, was actually discovered by DD. And so with these types of routes, right? What do we want to do? When I'm running from one area, like when I'm moving from area A to B, right? My goal is to minimize the random RNG movements. So like, if I'm in Lily Cove City, there's multiple NPCs who move about randomly, right? That's why I take the specific steps that I do, because each step potentially leads to each step that an NPC can move randomly can advance the RNG by like 1 or 2 or however much. I don't know how much they advance specifically, but each time an NPC moves randomly, that advances the RNG. That's something that I do not want, right? So you say, okay, well, what does the black flute and stench and everything have to do with wild encounters? Why can't you just use a repel? So actually the way a repel works, and the way that a repel has to work when you think about it like this, right, is repel takes into account the level of the lead Pokemon in your party, right? And so what that means is that to determine if whether or not, and a repel takes into account the lead of your party, because it only ignores Pokemon that are lower than the level of your lead. So if the wild Pokemon would be higher level, equal or higher level to your lead, you could get into a battle still, right? So that means, actually, unintuitively, almost, that a wild Pokemon is actually generated when you're using a repel. But the game just says, oh, we won't do the battle. Because the game has to know the Pokemon's level. I bet you if you have a repel, I wonder if a Pokemon will show up in enemy ramp. If you have a repel. I might check that right now in MGBA. We only have a minute and a half. But I wonder if a wild Pokemon would show up in MGBA. That could be a fun... If it shows up in enemy ram, that could be a fun, like... I wonder if it does show up in enemy ram. You guys have just given me a tiny, silly idea. To do with Ace Code and stuff. With an Ace Code. So anyway, my point is, generating a wild Pokemon causes some RNG to advance. And because everything that we do isn't frame perfect, right? I'm not going to be frame perfect from the moment that I talk to the painting to the moment that I end up at the top of Mount Pyre. The amount of wild encounters that I get will be random, right? So, using stuff like Stench on Grimer, or Muck, which is one of the only out-of-battle abilities that works in Ruby and Sapphire and not Emerald. Stench, the Cleanse Tag, and the Black Flute all reduce the rate of wild encounters. They don't check for the level first. They actually reduce the rate of encounter so that you are less likely to see a wild Pokemon. And that way, if you walk through a grass or a cave or the water and get no encounters, even without a repel, you know no extra RNG advances has occurred, right? And so that's why you do it. It's not at the top area. I'm at the lowest. I can go in the first grass section in Mount Pyre. This is very stressful for me because I'm not used to doing it, but it's actually not that hard. So 2 steps running is the safe action that I can do right now. Yes, we're locking in. There might be no NPC here, I don't know. What's the best emulator for shiny hunting? I don't know. I'd be surprised if there was like a difference. MGBA is my go-to best emulator. It's reasonably accurate and has a bunch of features. Ooh, whoops. I think that woman turned. I think that NPC turned. Oops. I tend to go... Oh, whoops. I don't need to be doing that. Oops. I do Fiery Path and look for coughing, but there's other ways. I don't know if the way that I'm doing is the most optimal for the record. Thank you, Exploding Penguin, for checking. I appreciate you. This old man is also capable of turning, by the way. Fuck! Are you kidding me? I did it too slow. Wow, that's crazy. Well, that's one extra RNG advance that we'll have to cut out later. He didn't move last time. It's not the biggest deal. This is like 4, probably 2 or 1. It's not enough for me to ruin my whole attempt yet. I don't know off the top of my head, Miru. He's probably not moving right now, but he's like at the edge of if he would be loaded or not. It's usually like 2 to 3 to 4 like tile rows. I don't really know. And this tree moves, by the way. So you should be doing it anyway. So we'll do black flute. I have to black flute in here. Are you kidding me, dog? Wow, we got both attempts just destroyed by random encounters. That's so unlucky. Holy moly. The encounter rate while surfing is so low. That's unbelievable. Oh, yes, let's go back. So, I mean, the Kyogre manip, luckily, you don't need, Well, it's not V-Blank. This has nothing to do with V-Blank, Miru. It's like random RNG advances. You don't need this tech for Kyogre. Kyogre, when you're going for Kyogre in Sapphire, there's actually no randomly moving NPCs. There's no grass to cut. So I guess the tech that you would need is the Black Flute plus the Stench plus Cleanse tag. That's what you need. But you can actually fully avoid any NPCs and grass on Kyogre by making Sootopolis your last healed place, and by, yeah. Oh, actually, check it out. Amanda got me one of our anniversary presents. She got me microfiber cloth that looked like a chocolate chip cookie, which is my favorite thing to bake, and my favorite dessert. The not using repels is a strat I'm pretty sure DD came up with. And it's like, it really did make a lot of these more consistent in the sense that, like, beforehand, you would get, like, your calibration would be all over the place. So basically, like, the trade-off is you get more encounters if you get more encounters in the wild, or like you get more attempts at your encounter, but your calibration will be a little bit more inconsistent compared to what this is, where yes, you will have attempts that will fail because of random wild encounters, but every calibration you do will be 100% consistent. And so that's like a big benefit. Consistency is valuable. Stench and cleanse tag reduce wild encounters. Reduce the rate of wild encounters. Oh yeah, I wanted to check. I should check right now. I'm gonna open up MGBA because I've just got like a little fun ace code idea that could be interesting. I'm gonna mute the audio for this. So, do I have a repel on this? Don't have a repel on a save. That's crazy. And Smart doesn't have a repel. So I have just come up with an idea that could be fun, but I don't know if it works in principle. I have no more room for items. Oh my gosh. So let's go into memory. Poke Ruby. G enemy party. Did it change? I don't think so. Dang. I had an interesting idea, but I guess it's not gonna. I wonder if there's still a way to make it. Oh, it's underscore, excuse me. Is wild level allowed by repel? Is the Pokemon generated at this point? So what I was just thinking was my idea is I was seeing if it generates the full Pokemon before it checks the repel. And you could tell, you could like lose shinies that way if it generates the whole Pokemon. So I was gonna see if... It doesn't look like it deposits them in enemy RAM, but it makes sense. It'd be kind of like... you know, bad. But I was wondering if it checked... like, is the Pokemon generated somewhere? But I don't think it is. Because otherwise, because I could have made like an ace code, or I could have made an ace code, or I could have made an e-reader card, or both, that checks to see if the Pokemon is shiny after Repel discards it, and then if it's shiny, it just puts it in your PC or something. And I was thinking about doing a code like that, but it doesn't look like that's how it works. It looks like it first checks the level and then discards it. Alright, here we go. I missed the button. I'm so upset. Just wasted a bunch of time. Oh, Lord, what a disaster. Oh, back to the music, I guess. Yeah, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. I am trying to find... I'd probably better look at this in Poke Emerald. Let's go to Wild Encounter and Poke Emerald. Repel. Try generate wild mon. Okay, yes, it does do the level first. It does the level first. And then after the level, it does create wild mon. I bet I could still write a code that continues building the Pokemon after the level is checked. And if that encounter checks, main RNG sequence leading to, like, what I could do is, oh no, it'd be too difficult. I mean, I could do it, but I don't know how accurate it would be to the game, in the sense that, like, what I could do is, when I see that the function, like, is wild level allowed by whatever, I could pause the game, I could hijack it, I could have it check to see if that Pokemon would, like, I could then generate the Pokemon anyway into enemy RAM, and if that Pokemon is shiny, start the battle anyway. So that way you don't miss any shiny frames while hunting, which is an interesting idea to tackle. I don't know how good it is of an idea, in the sense that, like, I would have to be hijacking it with the V-blank thing, probably. Like, I don't know that there's another way to do it without hijacking V-blank. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if there's another way to do it without the V-blank hijack, which basically necessitates e-reader. And if I'm not doing the e-reader, if I'm not doing the e-reader, it's probably a long code that you'd put into, like, a bad egg or something. And then on top of that, you... Like, I don't know that building a Pokemon that way... Like... Yeah, I don't... Like, I don't know if it would be true... I don't know if it would be true to the way the game would have generated the Pokemon, because when I do the hijack, I'm interfering with V-Blank, which could cause some different methods, basically, than would otherwise standard, like, happen. I wanted to ask, I've been on roaming Latias for a long time. Does the picture of Latias generate if it's shiny or not? No. It does not do that. What's up, Brendan? How you doing? No, it still doesn't, Tavia. I'm excited for Legends EA too. For Latias specifically in Heart Gold? I don't remember. I've done a Heart Gold Roamer video before, but not specifically on Roamer. Like, I don't know if it was specifically on Latias or not. I think I did the Beasts. It was Benny Vasquez, was whose team I made. Took your day off on ZA to play 60. I'll be streaming ZA. I will be streaming ZA all day. The day that it comes out. Or all day. I'm probably gonna be starting noon because I didn't buy digital, so I'm going to a store to pick it up. Unless they're doing a midnight release, in which case I might purchase it. I don't think that they're doing a midnight release, though. Oh, it looks like there is going to be a midnight launch. I'll have to ask the store if they're doing midnight. If they're doing midnight, I won't stream. I won't stream the midnight, but I will go purchase it midnight and then start it when I wake up. But I will be streaming it the whole day. And I will be doing team building in it. I'm going to be doing a team building video for what it's like to get a competitive ZA team, because that's going to be interesting. Like, we don't know how any of the competitive stuff works in that game, right? How the stats work, how any of that junk works. So it'll be interesting to try and build the team for that weirdo mode. I was RNGing for a shiny Rayquaza and Emerald. I hit the frame, but no shiny, but the nature and stats were the right ones. Where could I have possibly messed up at? Gus, all you have to do is type that into like PokeFinder or 10 lines, and it'll tell you where you landed. And if it tells you your exact shiny frame, that means your trainer ID and secret ID are wrong. If it gives you more than one option, or if it tells you those stats, but it's not your shiny frame, it'll tell you exactly where you landed, right? It makes sense, Rupdat, right? Ever since they announced that thing, it makes sense. Like that, because like there's a casual competitive mode at nighttime in the game, right? Thank you, Jose. Jose? Oh, I don't know why I called you. For the I didn't even know Best Buy still did physical media, Bobby. I don't usually do midnight releases. I will pretty much only do it because, it's my job. And I would like to have access to it at the start of the workday. Legend ZA is going to be one of the last times you'll be able to tell a Pokemon game is going to be knowable if it will be possible to RNG or not, because it's, well, I don't anticipate. Every intelligent person I know says the Switch 2 is going to be unhackable, but, you know, I'm sure people are working on it. It could be, you know, that they'll do a mod chip for it, and that's the way people will be able to data mine. Oh, I messed up my inputs. No. He turned. It's okay. That was just me messing up the button inputs. What the? Okay, whatever. We got lucky that he didn't move, so. I mean, there is such a thing as unhackable. Or in the sense that, like, there is no... So, like, what people mean by unhackable is that the Switch had a natural security vulnerability discovered at launch instantaneously. Basically. And there is literally nothing Nintendo could do to fix it on those revisions, right? Most people are saying that is not going to happen on the Switch 2, and don't expect that to happen on the Switch 2. That is what people mean by unhackable, I would say, generally. Bro. Basically anything is going to be hackable with a mod chip, but, you know, the difficulty of how, you know, how common or uncommon that is, or like how, you know, the potential of that is going to be wildly varying, right? And on top of that, the Switch is already, even with, that thing could spin. So I should be doing my step thing, but whatever. I think they stopped in Gen 4, someone neat. So that was not a great attempt, but we tried our best. It's a Vulpix, but we'll figure out where we landed. What do you mean the Nintendo 64 was not hackable or modded? But the Nintendo 64 has both things. I don't understand what you mean, Bubblebeat. The Nintendo 64 has like some famous weird hacks too. That's okay. I mean, it was our first attempt with an actual encounter, right? What up, 10 Ben? How you doing? We get a Berry Master with a proper TID combo? What do you mean Berry Master? Does the Berry Master even do anything? Isn't it just his wife? Yeah, discs. My GameCube is unhappy with the desire to use discs at this point. I like Sapphire more, but that's just because I really like Latias. If we're talking the newer games, I think I like Archie. If you like talk like ORAS, I like Archie more than Maxi. But Ruby and Sapphire, Archie and Maxi, there's like not any difference to me. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire were pretty cool because they gave those two characters like a lot of character compared to what they have in Ruby and Sapphire, in my opinion. I mean, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, say what you want about them, but I find that the character work that game did, those games did, was pretty good. Like, from a character and lore kind of thing, I like it. ORAS are fine, they just have a bit of a different vibe. Never finished ORAS or Sun and Moon. Need to get back and give them another shot. I mean, you don't, to be honest with you. Sun and Moon are pretty bad games. I don't really think that they're worth anybody's time on Earth. Like, they're truly terrible Pokemon games and video games. I do not like them. They have upsides. There's things that are good about them. But no, Ultra Sun and Moon are significant improvements, but they're still bad is the main problem. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, honestly, their only crime is that they are, like, extremely easy. There is no difficulty at all in those games, which is, like, you know, whatever. It's not everybody's thing, but it's, like, I don't like to feel like, you know, people joke about you just have to mash A to beat a Pokemon game, or whatever, right? Like, you don't have to think, or blah, 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 blah. And it's, like, obviously, Pokemon game is not, like, I'm playing Hollow Knight Silksong right now, which I heard so many people complain about difficulty, and it's not even that hard. It is a challenging game for sure. Each boss takes a couple of tries, but it's not like some like ball buster. And like Pokemon should be easier than that, right? Pokemon should be a game that presents challenges to a child. But Ruby and Sapphire are like not the easiest games. Like, you can lose to Watson, you lose to Norman, you can lose to Winona. Like, they are not the most difficult, they're not the most easy, like, you can't just mash A through them, I'll say that much. You can't just mash A through them. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, you can just mash A through. Those games are drooling baby easy. They are very, very easy. They will not present a challenge even to a child, probably. That's their biggest crime. I also find that like the vibe is different than this game, I would say, but that's fine too. Pokemon Conquest and Super Mystery Dungeon are hard, you know? I mean, we're not talking about... It's like a non sequitur, right? We're not talking about spin-off games. Spin-off games don't have to... they're not the same as the real games. Like, a Pokemon game doesn't have to be difficult in any respect. Like, I would argue, like, Pokemon Legends Arceus is not really a difficult video game, but it's really, really fun. Like, Legends Arceus is a game with, like, a lot of micro challenges, right? You know what I mean? Where it's, like, each individual capture is, like, a fun little thing that you're doing. Did I see Surf in the new trailer? No, I didn't. Is there a new trailer? I haven't even seen it. I mean, I think Legends Arceus is one of the best Pokemon games that, like, ever made. I hope Legends EA is good. I don't know, if you like Sun and Moon, then we might just, like, enjoy different things. Because, like, I find that there's almost nothing to like about Sun and Moon that isn't the aesthetics of the game. Visual appearance and music. The whole game is like that, though, Joey. I find that Ultra Sun, or Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon, they don't ever let up on the player. Like, you are literally stopped with a cutscene very frequently the entire game. Maybe Pony Island is a little bit less egregious, but, like, that's the only one I would even give you, to be honest. Yeah, I tend to enjoy replaying the Pokemon games. I like Rainbow Rocket, though. The Rainbow Rocket stuff is really cool. I thought that was one of the best parts of the game. Was having, like, a traditional style dungeon. Like an old school Pokemon dungeon in a new game. I don't even know if I would call it hand-holding. On the first island, there's hand-holding for sure. But after that, it's like... It's more like there's just a lot of cutscenes. Like, please leave me alone. I would like to explore a route without somebody stopping me, you know? I don't think Ultra Sun and Moon are any better for it. I mean, listen, I'm not trying to say, like... No, Ultra Moon is not any worse than Sun and Moon. They're literally no different, Haley. That's interesting. If you surf from the menu, it doesn't give you the dialogue. It's a deep... Dude, come on. The encounter rate surfing is so low, too. Well, unfortunately, that's all the time I have for today. I have some other stuff that I gotta get done, but... I just wanted to get back into a routine of streaming after my inability to do anything for the last couple of weeks. I'll be back either tomorrow or Saturday with another